Hello and welcome to the Breast Cancer Rehabilitation and Wellness Summit. My name is Denise Stewart. We're talking with Amy Kamey, and she is a certified harpist and is going to be talking about using that music understanding and her understanding of health and well-being to discuss a topic called resonance. Now, I actually find the word resonance a word that I don't ever use myself, but boy, do I use it. I must just call it something different. So welcome, Amy, and I'm really looking forward to how you describe resonance.
Well, thank you for having me, and this is something I'm passionate about. Um, and actually, just for clarification, the certification that I have is a certified clinical musician, and it's something I've actually been doing for the last 20 years. But the field is so new that we are just now developing the certification. I just went through the course. So what we are taught as certified clinical musicians is how to play live music bedside for patients by becoming aware of certain aspects of the patient. So therapeutic music is different than music therapy. Therapeutic music is about helping the patient relax and creating an environment for healing versus having a specific attachment to an outcome, which is how music therapy is used. So how I got into this, just briefly, is many years ago I started to do research with my harp music. And what we were discovering in one of the pilot studies is how it was normalizing neurological functioning in 5 cancer patients going through chemotherapy. And it was an unexpected response. And I needed to kind of figure out how do you explain what's going on when it normalizes neurological functioning in everyone, but it's only one piece of music. Well, as the musician, I was aware of how this particular music originated. The CD is called The Magic Mirror. It was originated by some ancient healing chants. The music woke up inside of me. I did not create it. I did not write it. I did not compose it. It originated inside and it flowed out of me. So for me, music is the highway. It's a highway of connection. And everything we do create highways of connection. We'll talk about that at the end. So how I was describing the results is we're like a harp. We have all of these frequencies inside of us. We have low ones and we have high ones. And it's not that the low ones are bad and the high ones are good. They create the wholeness of who we are. So what was happening with the music of The Magic Mirror is the highway was really clear because I didn't have any intention moving through it. And it was affecting the listener through something that I'm going to demonstrate right now. So to understand the concepts of resonance, we just need to agree that everything is energy. Everything is vibration. So we've got the atoms, we've got the nucleus, we've got the protons and electrons and neutrons, and they're moving around the nucleus, and when there's movement, there's sound. So I need to give a little disclaimer, is that I apply these concepts metaphorically to our human experience and to human interactions. Even though engineers are taught these concepts, I've had engineers in my presentations, and they've said, we're taught this in engineering school, but I never thought to apply it this way. So that's what I get excited about. I'm not going to show you anything that you don't already know. I'm just going to give you an experience of it in perhaps a different way. So everything has a resonant frequency. That means it's the frequency at which it most naturally vibrates. And within us, every part of us has its own resonant frequency. That's why sometimes you may hear like the image of we're like an orchestra, and every organ, every body part, the blood, everything is tuned. When we're in tune, then we're healthy. Well, what that means is every part of us is flowing in alignment. Um, so these tuning forks were created to sing at 440 hertz. Right? That's their resonant frequency. I'm going to strike one and I'm going to put it on the harp so that you can hear it. And I'm going to put the other one right next to it and see what happens. I'm going to get close. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it. Did you hear it? Did you hear the second one move? Okay, so what happened, that's called sympathetic vibration. When two objects of the same frequency come into close proximity, they create a resonant system. They begin to sing together because this tuning fork, its vibration was moving through the air and it activated this one. So they began to sing together. It's sympathetic vibration, all right? The key thing about this is it has to be the same frequency. I use another tuning fork. The other tuning fork is not going to resonate or begin to sing because it's a different frequency. So this concept of sympathetic vibration was how I described what was happening when people were listening to the Magic Mirror. Because for me, the sound, the music was creating this highway. The vibration of love that was moving through the highway had a vibration, and it was sympathetically resonating that same frequency within the listener. So it's not that the music was doing the healing, and it's not that I was doing the healing. It's that the information or that love riding through the sound was sympathetically vibrating within the listener, and then they were coming into balance within themselves. So this concept of sympathetic vibration is really a powerful awareness to have because we're affected by it all the time. When we go to put a clothes, what do we want to wear today? We use the word, what do we feel like wearing? And because our feelings are a good indication of where we are vibrationally, we could be saying, what color are we sympathetically resonating with today? And sometimes we put something on and it doesn't feel right, and we take it off and put something else on. And then we create that resonant system. And that happens with people. We feel that. Our relationships, our friends, the people we choose to hang out with, it's because we sympathetically resonate with them. And so that's what that concept literally means. It's when two objects with the same frequency come into close proximity, they create a resonance.
So Amy, you're talking about sympathetic resonance. What about forced resonance?
Okay, this is great. I'm going to ask you to do this with me, okay, Denise? And those of you who are listening, do it as well. On the count of 3, I'd like for you to open them up, and we're going to tone and just vocalize an ah. Okay, just an ah. I know. Come on, ready? We can do this. All right. 1, 2, 3. Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens normally is people change and they match my pitch.
I did.
You do? Okay. So what literally was happening, and that concept is called forced resonance. So here I am, and then Denise, you were like, or anybody who's vocalizing, what is this? Here's my resonant frequency. Oh, it might not be good enough, so I'm going to change. Oh, here's my resonant frequency. Oh, Amy knows more than I do, so I'm going to change to her. So it's like here we are, but then we're changing, and we do this all the time, and it's usually we change to the strongest frequency in the room, and it's not that it's bad, because we all have that experience where like we've had this great day, and then somebody comes in and is like, oh my gosh, here comes so-and-so. They're such a downer, or whatever it is. And what happens normally is like, oh, they bring us down. Or that's what we say. You brought me down. But that's not true. Because remember, you wouldn't be able to feel it if it wasn't in you. What happened literally is we just created a resonant system. It just happened to be this was the strongest frequency. And unconsciously, we just chose to change. So when we understand this is so powerful, especially as we're moving through our day and for rehabilitation for this summit, to be aware of this. as we're making choices to support ourselves, and, listen aside, we can become the strongest frequency in the room if we are aware and we are connected to where we are energetically. We do not have to be influenced by others who it doesn't feel comfortable. But when we're aware of forced resonance, we can see through different eyes. We can feel that within us and recognize, oh yeah, I remember when I was feeling that. I remember when I was angry or sad. It doesn't mean that we have to experience it right now along with them, that person, and we can just let them be where they are. And we can stay here in this higher frequency. And maybe they'll sympathetically resonate with us. So we can use these concepts of sympathetic vibration and forced resonance every day just with our awareness. And the cool thing that I love is that when we can see ourselves as music, because we are music. We are every component of music. We are rhythm. We have our brain waves and our breathing and our heart rate. We are melody with our voices. We are tempo. We can go fast or we can go slow. We are pitch. We can go high and low. We're timbre. We can change our dynamics. And then when we come together, we create harmony. So we get to choose how we want to express ourselves, because every expression creates a highway of connection, whether it's through our voice, whether it's through how we're looking at somebody, how we're touching somebody. Every expression manifests that which is within us and brings it out into the world. So if we think of ourselves as musical, we get to choose what music are we sharing with others. And that is the healing power.
Wow, Amy, that actually is such a gift of information that you shared with us today. I really love that demonstration of the sympathetic resonance and then the forced resonance. And when you, it just kind of gives it a richer place to make decisions about that. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. But what I do want to include is that I got to listen to the Magic Mirror music, and I loved it. As I said in the previous video presentation, I must have this thing for harps. It was so sensational, and so people can go to your website and purchase that and use that. If that's their thing, is the harp is their thing. But I guess it's not the harp, is it, Amy? It's actually the highway of love.
Exactly. And I would also like to mention, for those who have websites, I do have an affiliate program for the Magic Mirror where you can actually offer the download on your website. And then I'm able to offer a commission, a 20% commission. So it's a win-win. My dream is to share this music with the world, but I need people to help. And the vibrations of this music I feel like a steward of this music. And if I can help share it with as many people as possible, I really appreciate anybody who's willing to help. You can go to spiritualharpist.com, that's the affiliate website, or you can go to amycammy.com and click the Magic Mirror, and there's a link at the bottom of that page as well.
Thank you so much for being part of this, Amy. It's just been such a pleasure. And I hope that people take up the concept of resonance and use the music for their inner healing. I like your word, the balance, find the balance. And also I'll just refer people back to your other presentation, which is more about the life lessons that you've presented. Thank you very much, Amy.
You're welcome.